All right, here we go. So we've got the Yolopark AMK Pro Series Optimus Prime / Orion Pax. I guess I would call it a box set, because if you ordered directly from Yolopark or Show Z, they gave you this extra tin with an Optimus Prime, a Cog-less Orion Pax inside. I'll probably open this one first, and it looks really cool. How often do we get a tin with something? Okay, so I'll open that one first, put it together, and we'll take a look at what we got. Okay, this is gonna be a cool walk. Here we go. Orion Pax. So this was a nice surprise. So if you ordered through Yolopark or through Show Z, you got this as an extra for ordering the box set with him. It's a pretty cool looking Orion Pax. He's about, I would say, looks about 5.5 inches, I would say, more or less. Too big for Legends, too small for Chug. However, he may look good as a stand-in, just what Optimus Prime looked like before becoming Optimus Prime, the Orion Pax. Comes with some cool accessories, comes with a jetpack. No weapon though. However, you really don't see any weapons to the end of the Transformer 1 show. Jetpack snap looks in. Looks pretty cool there. Cool looking jetpack. As far as accessories, like I said, you get the jetpack, you get a cog. The cog does not fit in his chest. There's no way to open this panel up, but I'm okay with that because he's cogless. So you do get some pretty cool hand options. You get the saluting hands, which snap on, no issues there. Okay, so maybe I could display him with the cog, and it's a pretty cool, it's got some detail on it. Probably have him holding the cog if I can balance it on there. And worst case, a little bit of blue tack. I think that looks cool. Yeah. You're not going to get much articulation from him. Let's put the regular backpack on just for a second. As far as articulation goes, okay, you got his head. Oops, you saw the waist swivel. You rotate the head. You got some up and down. And everything's a ball peg. Like I said, you can go all the way around, no ab crunch. You get a shoulder lift all the way around. Okay, you get a bicep swivel. You get an elbow bend, actually at 2 points. So it looks like there's one here, one right there. Let's back out for you. So you can get all the way there. Not too bad. Sorry, trying to play with the focus. Let's see. You do get some hip skirts for the AMK. There we go. The 30 MDLX. Sorry, the 30 MDLX. I had to remember what I was thinking about. The hip skirts. This reminds me so much of those hip skirts. If you know, you know. Okay. This back plate, you just got to be careful. It pops off if you force the hip skirts, but they'll get out of the way just fine. You can get them out and up. Okay, get that leg up, get that leg back. Like I said, ball peg. You cannot move the leg up and down, in and out. You get a bend at the knee, only at one spot. And as far as you get ankle rocker forward, back, swiveling around because of that ball peg. So overall, I'm pretty happy with this version. Let's just get him at a cool little hip pose. Oops, and of course, oh, and the arms just pop on through friction. Rotate here, get on his hip. I'm standing up, trying to get it on that hip right there. Overall, cool looking bot there. No complaints there. All right, and on to the main event. We're gonna open the giveaway. Now on to the main event. Okay, really excited for this one. I thought it'd be cool to open them up in front of Unicron and Primus. Unicron was not in the Transformer 1 movie. Primus was when Orion Pax got a little beat up. Sorry if that was a spoiler for you. Here's the box. I wanted to show you the box because there's something cool about it. It's got some cool artwork going around. Okay, there you go. And again, this is a model kit, but this is what I wanted to show you. Part of the unboxing experience is, I mean, it's one of the reasons we buy and get into collecting, is it's part of an experience. So unboxing is part of the experience, and they did a nice job with this one. Let's get that main sleeve off, and there we go. I am Optimus Prime. Okay, so we'll open this one up, see what's inside the box, put it together. Look at that. And again, this is my, I have to go through and count. This is my third figure from Yolopark, their AMK series. But it's basically just it is a model kit set, but easy to build. All right, here we go. There is Optimus Prime Transformer 1 version all built. First, let's go over accessories because there are quite a bit of them, okay? And I will count the different mode as an accessory. So, of course, you get the hands, you get the faces. We'll talk about that in a second. But just to give you an idea of the different forms. First, let's go over the build. So, like anything, you have the main body, you have the arms and the legs and the head. Now the arms, I would say, you know, there's 3 pieces here, 2 pieces here, and you got the hands. As far as the legs probably have 4 pieces. You've got 2 pieces here, and then you got the main, you know, you got the rest of the leg. Okay. As far as the waist, piece, okay? So you probably have 5 pieces right there. So it is a pretty fun build. And in the back, you've got some stuff there. Pretty cool. There are batteries. I'll go over that in a second. But let me explain how this works. So right here is Orion Pax. So this is what you would switch out to go from Orion Pax, Cogged Orion Pax, to Optimus Prime. Cogged Orion Pax to Optimus Prime. You do have the cog in here. The chest opens up. See if I can get that open up for you really fast. There we go. So the idea is that there's the cog, not the matrix, but the cog. The matrix is in here. Okay. So you got the cog in there. And you know what? I'll show you the light feature because I think that'll help see the matrix. So the matrix is right in there, and that looks amazing. His eyes light up. It might be a little hard to see, but there is the matrix. Okay. And this opens up. You can get this open up slightly. And it is a pretty matrix, and that does come out. But when you take it out, that doesn't light up. This has a magnet on the back, and I'll show that off later on with the stand. The pulsing one is pretty cool. It is nice to have the magnet, to have the lights in there. I'm not a big lights kind of person, only because the batteries, they tend to die out in my collection. I like the lights to come on. So you really, you know, to walk around at every figure and turn on the lights seems very tedious. So again, Optimus Prime. Let's turn the lights off for a second. I believe that's off. Okay. To switch out the face mask, let's put on. So you have your typical face with the face mask, and you have more of an expressive face right there. I'm gonna get that to focus for you. There you go. And this is the original right here. And to take it off, switch out the face. This piece comes off, and there's the battery component. Let's put them on here. Clips on. Face goes in, and there you go. There's Optimus Prime with this face mask. Okay, let's put this one on so I can show you what that looks like. So all it is taking off this, putting it on here, taking off part. Actually, this will stay off, and just switching legs. So I'll do that. We'll be right back. All right. So there he is. We have Cogged Orion Pax. So this is right when he gets his cog. Pretty cool looking bot. As far as the differences between Cogged Orion Pax and Optimus Prime has the Matrix, Orion Pax has a cog. As far as light up features, all the light up features are in here, and in here, no light up features here. The face mask, again, are for Optimus Prime. This helmet right here, this face, it's all one piece, so you don't change anything there, okay? As far as the differences from the two chassis, if you will, you got the plates up here that are different. This you can just open up. You cannot take it off completely, so you can open it up to see the Matrix. Let's try to see if I can get that open again. Lift it up, there you go. You can open it up to see the Matrix. Again, that lights up. That does come out, I'll show that off later on, okay? The cover comes off, show that off to show the cog. As far as the differences, the smokestacks are different. The backs are similar. The helmets are different as well. You see the detail there. Here you have his antenna. Here you have the, the TV antennas there. Okay, pretty cool. Still talking about accessories. The hands just pop off. They're on ball joints. You do have some expressive hands. So you have your open hands. You have your pointer hand. Let's put this one on. You also have a weapon, and you have a hand grip on there. Pretty cool. I'd use a spludger. The fingers are pliable, so I'd use a spludger just to get it positioned in there. Perfectly fine. Let's put that on. I recommend putting the fist on before you put it on him. Put the trigger hand on the weapon first. Let's take that off, switch it out. Pops off. And if you remember from the cartoon, when before he became Optimus Prime, he got everyone excited. I do wish that there's a little bit more. The weapon does fit, and maybe it's just me, but it doesn't give you that perfect little bend there where it fits nicely in there. Yeah, I imagine this piece could come off, but I don't want to force it off. Yeah, back, but it is a cool looking weapon. Get him holding it. I'm sure if we took time, we could get him in a nice, pretty cool pose. I just want to show that you can't hold it. Yeah, a little bit more work, we can get it to stay there. Yep. All right, I'm gonna switch him back to Optimus Prime. And there's one more cool weapon, and then we'll talk about articulation. All right, so we're back with Optimus Prime in his final version. And to show you the last weapon accessory, pop it off, you've got his axe from the show, from the movie, I should say. Yeah. And this was a cool design. Really haven't seen the axe like that, with a little blade there. So that's the light. He holds it fine, no issues there. It's actually two pieces. You just snap this onto here. Yeah, so pretty cool. Okay, let's go over the Matrix one last time. Again, this lights up. The pulsing one is pretty cool. There we go. Turn it to the side. Turn that off for a second. The Matrix can come out. That lifts up. Use a spludger to get it out. When you take it out, it is, you just got to be careful. There it's out. And there's the light in there. So now the light stays in there. They do give you an extra piece for the back of the matrix. And that snaps on. So now he's got the matrix. He can't hold it with his articulated fingers. But to be very honest with you, I do like it inside. I don't know exactly how I'm going to display it yet. You know, in Orion Pax mode or Optimus Prime mode. But either way, I will keep the matrix in there. And it fits in there. I'm trying to show you. I'm trying to fix the camera so you can zoom in there. It snaps in. There you go. Okay. Close our chest again. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's switch this hand back out. Put this hand back on. As far as articulation, you have a little neck going up and down, ball peg. The neck does pop off from time to time. The helmet, you can rotate all the way around. You gotta be careful. What I'm noticing is sometimes this piece comes out. I kind of have to push it on. The shoulder, you have shoulder, almost like shoulder pads right here. These come up, so that way you can raise it up a little easier. The arms go up. Okay, you got a socket in there. No butterfly or anything like that. As far as the elbow bend, you get a bicep swivel. Get your 90-degree elbow bend. Be mindful, sometimes these pieces pop off because this is a model kit. Don't be surprised there. Wrist swivel. Okay, same on the other side. You get a cool little teapot here. You get a ab crunch. So again, see, it just gotta push it on. Feet up, legs back. And I don't know what it is, but every time I see these hip skirts, they're a unique, not too unique. The 30 MDLX line have similar hip skirts where they're actually positioned in the back, not here. They actually fix in right here on the back. So it kind of gets to be a nuisance there. Oh, well, we're showing you the back. Oh, see, this piece pumped right off. But that's normal because, like I said, you build it, so these things will pop off from time to time. Let's push it back on. Oh, and if you are building this, sometimes it's helpful to wiggle it in, like the arms, wiggle them in, rather than like jam them in, just to get them in there. But look at that back. Look at that. Okay, get a little back movement there. This is one piece, so it doesn't bend here or here, but it's still cool to look at. Getting that teapot. Something cool there. And again, there's that chest. Oops. You see that? Lost a leg. Grab that. But like I said, this pops right back on. And wiggle it on. So as far as the feet, you get your ankle rocker. Left, right. Up, down. So you got some, knees. Got a pretty good knee bend there. Okay. Those pieces back on there. So overall, not too bad as far as articulation. And we have one more accessory we're going to talk about, and then we'll move on to final thoughts. All right. So this is the last accessory. Okay. So you get a flight stand, which has some pretty cool detail on it. And you have a transformer symbol there, which does have the magnet on there, turn the lights on, which fits on there pretty cool. Now, in order to put him on the flight stand, his front piece right here, you switch that out, and then when you switch it out, it has a little port that fits right here on the top of it, and this part is bendable. So you can articulate, get him in there. Oops. And again, something about that leg keeps popping off. It's got to wedge it in there really good. Again, like I said, wiggling. So I will say this. Try to zoom out a little bit for you guys. This flight stand is a win, okay? Let me see if I can get this position a little better. This flight stand is a win, okay? I'm gonna play with it, try to get in a cool pose. The other Yolopark AMK series figures, the flight stands have been horrible. This one is a win, okay? Definitely a win, okay? I think that's it. Let's put them together. And I think I'm gonna actually display him with this form. Because to be honest, how many Orion Pax do I have in the collection? I mean, I have several Optimus Primes, but there's not a lot of Orion Pax in the collection. All right, let's put something together and then give the final thoughts. All right, wanted to show you this because I believe this is how they're meant to be displayed, or how it's meant to be displayed with these side by side. So what you have here is you have Orion Pax Cog-less. So this is before he got his cog. And then you have Orion Pax Cogged. Again, I don't think I'm going to display him here as Optimus Prime in the collection, only because I've got so many Optimus Primes in the collection. So it's so cool to have two variations of Orion Pax. And it does make sense. So if you remember from the movie, before they got their cog, they were smaller. Then when they got their cog, they, I guess, leveled up. They grew. And let me show you the height difference again. So this one here, I believe we said was, what do we got here? We're at about a little less than 5.5. And right here we have, looks like almost 8 inches, okay, in the back there, okay? So to me, it works. And I will display them together again, because how many Orion Pax do we have in our collection? I keep saying that, but it's something that is true. It's something that's lacking from the community. Okay, now as far as the good and the bad, it's a Build-A-Figure, so be ready for parts to pop off as you're manipulating, as you're playing with it, okay? This leg here popped off on me a couple times. This piece popped off on me a couple times. The hip skirts aren't my favorite. However, I don't think that's a design choice. That's more to fit in line with the tune accuracy from the movie. So yeah, be ready for that. Now, the good, I'm happy with it. The fact that if you pre-order it, or if you order it from Yolopark or Show Z, I would still look to see if they have it. You get the extra minifigure. Get the Cog-less Optimus Prime, which is amazing. So you can't beat that. The flight stand is a win for me. The other flight stands for the Yolopark line have not been the greatest. But the fact that this works, it can hold the weight, you can bend the arm, it articulates, it works perfectly, okay? Now, as far as recommendations, you have to understand that this is a model kit of a Transformer that becomes an action figure. And I'm saying that only because I have, let's say, the Lego Optimus Prime, which I would consider a Build-A-Figure, or a model kit, if you will. My Lego Optimus Prime is a Transformer. It actually transforms. This here is a Transformer model kit that becomes an action figure with some pretty cool accessories. You got the gun, you have the axe, so it does work. So as far as a recommendation, if you're looking for an Orion Pax to add to the collection, I do recommend it. These do fit in line with the Masterpiece figures. They're gonna work just fine. However, the look of it may be a little different. Just be ready for that. It does have that Transformer 1 theme. So as long as you are committed to having a Build-A-Figure Transformer that's an action figure. Sounds like Inception, a dream within a dream. So again, I do recommend it, but just know what you're getting yourself into. All right, enjoy the walk.